Hey family, Pastor Rebecca here. I am so excited that you clicked and you're joining us today. I know that the Lord has a specific word just for you, and we can't wait to hear about it. I'll see you after the sermon.
Turn with me in your Bibles to Luke chapter number 14. I want to show you something. Something I thought was interesting, Justin. We're going to have a good time today. Me and you are going to have a really good time today, Justin. I thought this little verse in Luke 14 was interesting. And the reason I thought it was interesting is because, to no surprise to those of you who are regulars, there's some tension in this text. Some tension in this text. And I know for some of y'all, the Lord only leads you to the scriptures about blessings and promises. But for some reason, he always guides me through the Holy Spirit to the verses in the Bible that got tension in it. So I want to address this tension to you. Can I give you a Bible study tip? Anytime there is a tension in the Bible, you need to pay attention. Anytime there's a tension, you need to pay attention. There's something that God is trying to teach us. There's something that God is trying to teach us. Here's what you got to remember, that God has all power in his hands. So he could take away all tension. So anything God allows, he's using. And sometimes there come to these seasons in our lives. I've walked through blessing seasons. I've walked through some overflow seasons. I've walked through harvest seasons. But more often than not, before I get to the harvest that don't normally last that long, I got to walk through some tensions. And I want us to look at this tension in Luke chapter 14 today. I want to preach you this sermon entitled, Build Different. Look at somebody, tell them, build different. Look at them. Look at somebody else, tell them, build different. Come on, turn to one of them 8 people you just met and tell them, build different. Build different. Build different. I don't know who needs to hear this, but the best things in life cannot be bought. They must be built. The best things in life cannot be bought. They must be built. Look at somebody, tell them, the best things in life cannot be bought. I don't care how much money you got, tell them they can't be bought. They must be built. They must be built. How many people know that's the truth? It must be built. The best things in life cannot be bought. They must be built. I heard somebody recently say to me, I hate Chipotle. And I said, I don't know what kind of demon you got. How do you hate Chipotle? I can't. Chipotle is nasty. And I said, well, what do you normally get? They said, I get a burrito bowl. And I said, you built it. When you walk into Chipotle, there's a big maroon sign. I'm colorblind, I don't know what color it is. But it looks maroon to me. A deep velvet red, if you will. And on the top of it, it says build your own. So if you don't like it, then that means you have something that you built that you don't like. And the more I was having the conversation, the person was saying, what you got to understand is I don't like for them to put the rice in first. I want the rice in. I said, well, there go your problem right there. Because who wants to open that blessed foil off the top of that burrito bowl to a rice first? Here's the reality. Chipotle teaches us a really important leadership principle, that whatever it's going to be is up to me. Whatever it's going to be is up to me. You can go to some other restaurants and say you don't like it. You ain't make it, so sure. But if you're having a bad experience at Chipotle with the food, now they've been tripping with the service over the last couple of years, but I'm talking specifically about the food. If you're tripping off the food, that's kind of on you. Whatever it's going to be is up to me because you built it. One of my sons is really into Legos. And on the cover of the box is a picture of what the contents of the box could be. It's a picture on the cover of the box of what the content of the box could be. But this ain't one of those plug and play toys. If it's going to be what it's supposed to be, You got to build it. Look at somebody, tell them you got to build it. You got to build it. Yeah, Legos teach us a really important leadership principle. That the best things in life got to be built. They got to be built. They got to be built. Just like your burrito bowl, it's got to be built. And for you to say you don't like Chipotle, I just feel like you're not in line with the spirit. You know, Chipotle is Greek or Hebrew for manna or miracle or something like that. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Write that down. And what inevitably ends up happening is the process of building Legos gets too hard, and then we can use those same Legos to make whatever we want to make. Yeah. And some of us never see the picture that the designer of the Legos intended for the contents because we won't go through the process of building. We won't go through the process of building. Look at somebody, tell them, the best things in life cannot be bought. They must be built. My least favorite thing people say to my wife and I, my least favorite thing, they be looking at my wife and I going, Pastor, you and Pastora, y'all are relationship goals. Relationship goals. I'm like, really? I built this relationship. Brick by brick. What you got to understand, some other joker was trying to be in the mix in the beginning. You understand what I'm saying? I built this relationship brick by brick. You know what I'm saying? Every dime that got spent was intentional. Every time that got spent was intentional. Every note that got sung was intentional. I pulled up on my wife like, I may be young, but I'm ready. Built. Not bought, built. 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 And the mistake so many of us make is you see what we built after 13 years and you go, I want that picture today. But the picture that is our relationship, and I ain't saying our marriage is perfect, but the picture that is our marriage was built by the pieces that we started with. The picture that we have today is actually just the sum of the pieces that we started with. And when the pieces of our marriage first got dumped out of the box that we had, we were looking at each other like, what is this? How are we going to build the life we see for ourselves? And we have this key conviction here, I think it's key conviction number 9, that we're committed to use what we can see to build what we envision. That means in order for me to get the picture I'm after, I got to fall in love with the pieces. I got to fall in love with the pieces. Here's why this is so important. Because if you don't fall in love with the pieces, all you'll ever have is pieces. All you'll ever have is pieces. So the best things in life, unfortunately, can't be bought. Can I go deeper? Are you sure? Y'all gonna be able to handle this? All right, don't talk about me behind my back. You ready? For hundreds and hundreds of years, this country tried to convince black women that they were ugly and undesirable. And now billions upon billions upon billions of dollars are being spent for the same features. But look at somebody, tell them the best things in life can't be bought. They gotta be built. They gotta be built. And here's the reality. Anything that must be built comes with directions. And I just lost half the room. Anything that must be built comes with directions. Anything that must be built comes with directions. Here's the tension a lot of us find ourselves in with a lot of areas of our life, including our money. Instead of being the builder, you have busied yourself trying to be the designer. Instead of being the builder, you have busied yourself trying to be the designer. You're trying to be the designer. But you don't have that kind of authority in your own life. I hate to tell, some of you might not even believe in Jesus yet. That's okay. You still don't have that kind of authority in your own life. This is why those of us who are willing to be mature and honest can testify that things I've tried to force in the past, when I say never, I mean never end up working. Stuff I'm just going to make happen. Don't look at me like that, y'all. Don't look at me in that tone of voice. Some of y'all dated some people and you were like, I'm marrying this person no matter what. And look at you. Sitting in here with pieces. Sitting in here with pieces. Look at you. Sitting in here with pieces. We starting this business no matter what. Now look at you. You're not bad. You're not dumb. You're not evil. But anything that must be built comes with directions. So here's the difference between the builder and the designer. You ready? The designer gives the directions. The designer gives the directions. The designer, not the builder. The designer is who gives the directions. The designer is who gives the directions. Here's what the designer of marriage says. Husbands and wives, submit one to another. Here's what the designer of marriage says. I know I'm talking about money today, but I just want you to know that there's some directions when it comes to marriage. It said, the designer of marriage says, husbands, live in understanding of your wives. Treat her well. She's more fragile than you. She's not weaker. She's more fragile. She's more valuable. So I designed you as a man to take on the elements. I didn't design your wife for that. So take care of her. And if you don't believe me, you can go read in 1 Peter. If you don't, your prayers will be hindered. In other words, they're not even going to reach me. You ever got a phone call from somebody and looked at their name while it rang 8 times and then didn't say nothing? God says to husbands, this is what the designer says. If you're not going to take care of your wife, every time you call me, I'm going to look at the phone and wait for it to don't waste your time praying because they're hindered. That's what the designer of marriage says. You're the builder of your marriage. Your job is to follow those directions and build. The mission of this church, we want you to live the life God designed. But you got to build that life by finding your people and finding your purpose. The best things in life cannot be bought. They got to be built. And anything that must be built comes with directions. Now, here's what's so important about directions. Somebody say, help me, Pastor Will. Directions provide purpose, not just function. Directions provide purpose, not just function. Directions provide purpose, not just function. If I decided in the middle of this sermon I wanted to play 3-on-3 two-hand touch football up on this stage, does anybody in this room have a football on their person right now? Okay, but I can take my shoe off and we can use my shoe as the football. I do wear a size 13, and I didn't put on these low cool gray. I didn't do this. This is what they was by the door when I came in, and they was by the door. I didn't even, you know what I'm saying? I definitely didn't pick these out intentionally for this example. We could use it as the football, and we could play an entire game. But just because we use it as a football, don't make it a football. You can throw this shoe as many times as you want. The person who designed it made it to be a shoe. I can even put it on the wrong foot, and it's just functioning. But this shoe is not designed to be on feet. This shoe is designed to be on the right foot of a man who wears a size 13. The designer of this shoe determines its purpose. And so many of us are doing anything with our money. You playing football with it? Come on, prize picks. Don't y'all get quiet in here on me. Don't you get quiet in here on me. Come on, you building up DoorDash. Don't look at me like that. I love DoorDash. That DoorDash spirit be jumping up on me sometimes. A slight inconvenience to my schedule. I just be like, we gonna order something. We just order something. Doing anything with our money, but somebody designed that for you. And so because the person that designed it ain't you, you don't get to decide what its purpose is. Here's what the Bible says. The earth is the Lord's. I grew up King James Version, and the fullness thereof. That means everything in it. That means everything in it. So every piece of your currency, every piece of money you earn comes from God. Now, I know some of y'all are going, nah, Pastor Will, I'm the one getting up, going to work every morning. But don't forget, you have to pray really hard for that job. Some of y'all working jobs that you know good and well you are underqualified for. You know good and well there are some better candidates. I'll be trying to preach and y'all be like, oh, he ain't talking. I don't know what he's talking about. Tell the truth. Some of y'all were surprised when they called you and offered you the job. Tell the truth. Some of y'all got the job and didn't know for 4 days because you didn't open an email because you didn't want to be rejected again. And when you finally got around to doing it, you were like, oh my God. That means that something outside of your control put you in that position. The designer. And because of that, the designer gets to determine the purpose of your job. Your job is to just build. That's all you can do is build. Best things in life can't be bought. They got to be built. And anything that must be built comes with directions. And most of us are in a place in our life when it comes to our money, all we're doing is functioning. There is no purpose. There is no purpose. It's just function. Tell the truth. There is no purpose. It's just function. Paycheck to paycheck. That's how we living. There's not an inch of wiggle room. An emergency can't break out in here. I saw somebody post something on Threads the other day and said, how many months could you go if you lost your job? And while the comments were hilarious, it was also alarming. People were like, months? Months? I can't go a couple days without it. And it's because we're not living with purpose when it comes to our money. We just functioning. We just functioning. I know it's getting tight in here. You're going to be okay. We just functioning. We just functioning. Listen to me as your pastor. I don't want all your money. Okay? I mean this with full humility. I had money when I came down here. It took money to get here. It took money to rent this building. It's taking money to rent this building. Every time you walk into this building and you see flags and tables, that costs money. We have to pay somebody to do that. This is not about me trying to get money out of your pocket into mine. I don't want yours. I'm an old school hustler. I want what I worked for. I don't want nothing you got. I don't want the burden that comes along with whatever it is you got. I got enough for my own. This is not about me trying to get money out of your pocket. This is me trying to help you get purpose into your finances. That's what this is. I'm trying to help you get some purpose in your finances so you can stop functioning. Here's what Jesus says. All these people were trying to determine why he came. And Jesus said, here's why I came. So that you will have life and life more. He said, yeah, I didn't come here for y'all to be living broke, for y'all to be living low, for you to be poor. I came that you would have life and have life more abundantly. But he's the designer. So the abundance comes from following his directions. The abundance comes. Are y'all doing all right? Let's get to the scripture because y'all about to leave me. Some of y'all ain't never coming back to this church. It's okay. I love this verse in Luke. 39 Jewish men wrote all that's in the Bible. And Luke is the only non-Jewish man to write. Anytime somebody comes to me and says, Pastor Will, I want to start reading the Bible, I always send them to Luke because it's going to cut you through all the Hebrew-ness. Nothing wrong with it, but it's just going to cut you through Listen, I didn't like inviting my friends to church when I was growing up because it was too much Christianese. And I wasn't going to be able to translate fast enough. Why sister so-and-so fell out. Why does it look like the pastor pushed her down? What language is that they speak? I didn't have time to translate. So either you get it or you don't. And the truth is, those of us who were raised in that understood what was going on. But to invite somebody new into that environment was kind of scary. Because like we speaking in tongues and doing a bunch of stuff that if you went to the Presbyterian church, you don't know nothing about that. Luke is like a non-denominational church. Luke is like, here's no Christianese. I just want to help you understand Jesus. I want to help you understand Jesus. Anytime you're reading the Gospel of Luke, you got to remember, Luke is not one of the 12 disciples. So he's not giving you a firsthand account of what happened. Luke is writing this letter to a man named Theophilus, trying to explain to Theophilus why Theophilus ought to believe in Jesus based on a testimony that Luke actually got from Peter. That Luke got this from somebody else. Luke got this from somebody else. That don't mean it's not true. Because it lines up almost word for word with the people who were there. Which means Jesus is so true that as he gets passed along, the message doesn't change. Now let me parenthetically park my presentation Prius right here and just say, aren't you glad Jesus is consistent? No matter what happens, that the same Jesus yesterday is the same Jesus today, and he'll be the same Jesus tomorrow. Tell the truth, you're not even that consistent with you. Tell the truth, you're not even that consistent with you. You be saying stupid stuff like, only person I trust is me. But if we look at your dating history, we can tell that you don't even trust all of your decisions. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. If we pull up your bank statement right now, you would even have to confess, yeah, I don't even trust me. But here comes Jesus, that every season I've been in, he's been the same. He's been the same, even when people who I thought were going to be with me for life switched up on me one day. I looked up and started confessing to myself I was by myself. But here's what the old saints used to say. As I look back over my life and I think things over, I can truly say I've been blessed. I got a testimony, and here's the testimony, is that he's been the same yesterday, today, and forever. He's been the same. He don't switch up on me. He's been the same. In fact, when I was trifling, he was still the same. In fact, when I was dirty, he was still the same. In fact, when I was low, he was still the same. And before we were walking hand in hand, he was dragging me through certain seasons. But I'm so glad that no matter where I am in life, I'm so glad no matter what goes on in the world, Jesus is the same. He is the same. He don't switch up. He's the same. I appreciate that kind of consistency. When people started switching up, that's when I started to value a God I could always count on. A God that I don't have to conjure up. One I don't have to pray down. I don't need crystals and sage and horoscopes to bring him in the room. All I got to do is call on his name, and something on the inside of me starts to stir up, because he is the same. He's the same. For somebody in the room, that's the whole sermon. You can trust Jesus. He ain't gonna switch up on you. He won't switch up on you. He is the same. Every time the scientists try to disprove him, they end up proving even the more that he is the same. He's the same God. He's the same God. That's why we can trust him. He's the same God. So here is Luke with second and third hand knowledge of the ministry of Jesus, and he's able to communicate it with accuracy. He's able to communicate it with accuracy. And while all the other Hebrews are trying to convince their cousins that Jesus is the Messiah, Luke had enough sense to go, if we can just get Theophilus, if we can get this one person The word will get out through this one person. In fact, many biblical scholars believe Theophilus paid Luke to research. Bring me back an account of what you discover. Bring me back an account of what you find out. And Luke comes back and says, "Oh, great Theophilus, here's what I have found. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever." Whenever somebody comes and says, "Pastor, I want to start reading the Bible," I tell them, go to Luke first. Go to Luke first. He cuts through all the cultural stuff that you don't understand and just teaches you about Jesus. He teaches you about Jesus. Luke is the only non-Jewish writer. He ain't trying to exclude Hebrew culture. He don't know it. He don't know it. Can I tell you my favorite thing about House of Light Church? That half of y'all in the room don't have churchy culture. You don't know it. It makes it easy for you to invite other people. You can just tell them the truth. I was in the dark, and now I'm in the light. That's kind of what happened. He tells the truth without all of the cultural nuance in his sermon. And then Luke is suggesting to Theophilus that the wisdom of Jesus extends beyond the synagogue. He's not just a rabbi. That this is a man worth following because this man can help all of your life. He can help all of your life. And for a wealthy man like Theophilus, he can even help your money. So Luke is the one who writes down Jesus speaking one day. In Luke chapter 14, put this verse up in verse number 28. Here's what it says. You ready? Y'all reading this? Is it on the screen? Jesus is saying, which of you desiring to buy? For which of you desiring to build a tower does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to, not just to get it started. Jesus is saying anybody can get it started. But which one of you who actually wants to build? Now, if you don't want to build, this ain't for you. This ain't for you. And I spent a lot of years in ministry trying to convince people who didn't want to build that they should. I wasted a lot of time. And instead of repeating that pattern, guess what I started to do? Instead of wasting time on people who I know don't want to build, I started investing time with people who I know did. And Jesus is saying, he's using this as an analogy. There's no physical tower being built, but the principle stands up that which one of you would actually, who wants to build, would go and build something without first counting the cost. Without first counting the cost. Which one of y'all who wants a new car why go to the dealership before you know what you can afford? Is what he's saying. Why sign the lease? Why sign the lease? He don't say by remembering the cost. He says to count. Stop what you're doing and take inventory. And the reason many of us are not living in purpose with our finances is because we don't actually know what we actually have. We don't actually know. It's too scary. It's too traumatic. Some of y'all be swiping that card going, Father God, in the mighty and matchless, merciful name of Jesus, our Messiah. Please, and you be trying to act like it's supposed to go through. And then when the cashier says approved, you go, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Act like you, yeah, thank you so much. Of course it went, of course it was approved. Of course. It's because we don't actually know what we have. And instead of allowing the fear that I don't have enough to keep me from counting, Jesus is saying, you got to actually be knowledgeable of what you have before you start to build. Now, the best things in life can't be bought, they got to be built. But building costs. Oh, it's going to cost you something to build. It's going to cost you something to build. I love this phrase, Rome was not built in a day. I had to do a little bit of course correcting with some of our staff here. A couple months back, they were like, Pastor, we love the church. We love the church. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. Love the vision, not this version. Because this version, there's going to be a second version. Yeah, I got this high school because I want to put multiple people in these seats multiple times on Sunday. I like where we at right now, but I'm not in love with this version of it. I've already considered, I've already counted what it's going to cost. This is why we keep jumping up and down about Welcome Home Sunday that's happening on September 7th. This is why I kept giving you them invitation cards, not because I have a big church. Okay, I left Elevation Church to plant this one. It don't get bigger than that. Having a big church is not the priority. Here's the priority. People in the dark coming into the light of Jesus Christ. That's what we want to be able to do. But we gotta take some inventory. Somebody say inventory. Inventory. Somebody say inventory. That means knowing what you got. You gotta actually know what you got. My wife and I have done premarital or marriage counseling for well over 100 couples. And there's a session every couple dreads. It's the session where they bring their pay stubs, and on my 80-inch screen TV, we build a budget together. We're going to go ahead and do that together. And one of the things that my wife and I have discovered over and over and over again is that for a lot of people, that moment is the first time that they ever actually know how much they make. And we go every single time, how are you going to build a marriage and you don't know what you have? How are you going to build a healthy relationship and you don't know what you have? Anybody who is submitted to me, especially on my staff, they have a mandatory, at least once a month date night, at least once a month. And I'm not going to tell you when I check up, and I never ask the men, have they gone on dates? Never. Never. I go to the wives. Is this joker taking good care of you? Yes or no? Tell me the truth, yes or no? Tell me the truth, yes or no? If the answer is no, as your pastor, I ain't trying to be in your business. As your pastor, I got to know why. I got to know why. What I can't see is you at the drive-thru every week, but your wife talking about we haven't been on a date. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to see a new pair of shoes, but your wife talking about we haven't been out on a date in a couple months. It ain't going to happen. Some of the husbands in the room can testify they have returned some stuff. They have switched some stuff up to be able to create space, because you can't build a healthy marriage without counting the cost of what it's going to take. Which one of you would try to build something and not be able to count the cost? But here's the thing. Most people just don't do it. So when it comes to money, especially in church, we love to say, Pastor, I want to give, I just can't. I want to give, I just can't. But here's what makes generosity an act of worship. It's that I prioritize giving. It's that I prioritize doing it. I make the decision that this is going to come before some other stuff. That if I got to go without some other stuff, then I'm going to go without some other stuff to be able to build. To be able to build. I've had so many people come to me and go, Pastor, with my work schedule, I just can't work out serving consistently. And I've told all of you the same thing. That's okay. Tithe. You want to help me build this church? Be generous. Be generous. But you can't if you don't know what you got. You can if you don't know what you got. If you're going to be part of House of Light Church and go work 40 hours a week, them first 4 hours belong to God. And I wonder, what kind of employee would you be if you realize these first 4 hours, I'm not on the clock, I'm on God's time. I'm on God's time. Who in this office needs a hug? Who in this office needs to be reminded they're doing a good job? This is how you turn your office. We be trying to pray and lay hands and do revival instead of just shining the light or doing what Jesus says, let your good works. People will glorify your Father in heaven when they see you do well. Come on, Derek, they're getting sick of me. You can't be generous until you know what you have. Until you know what you have. And you cannot build different You can't build different if you don't know what you have. You can't build different if you don't know what you have. Here's why so many things that are still keeping people that were born in the same neighborhood, born in the same family, born under the same circumstances as me. Here's what's still keeping them bound. They haven't built different. They haven't built different. And I'm just telling you, my life turned around when I decided I'm going to be generous. I'm going to be generous. My household, the testimony of our household won't be we planted House of Life Church. The testimony of my family is going to be that before I had my own church, I was already generous in somebody else's. And here's the reality, family. You cannot be different if you don't build different. You cannot be different if you do not build different. You cannot be different if you do not build different. And the first step in building different is prioritizing. I am going to be generous in God's house. I will not be stingy towards my church. Listen to me. Pay your rent. Listen, pay your bills. Pay your bills. I'm not telling you to be financially irresponsible in the name of God. Pay all of your, listen, I don't just want you to pay them. I want you to pay them on time. Pay your bills. But you've got to observe your entire life and decide, I'm going to be generous. Here's the reality, family. You cannot be generous without making a sacrifice. You cannot be generous without sacrifice. That means you're going to have to cut something out so that you can be generous, so that you can give, so that you don't feel pressure, so that you don't feel shame at the end of every service when Cam or Taylor stand up here and tell you, scan the QR code and give to the church, that you don't go, oh God, I really want to. It's going to require sacrifice. Because here's a hard lesson I've learned. I will never out-earn bad spending habits. This is why you can get promotion after promotion after promotion and still be living paycheck to paycheck. Because until I build my life different, my life will never be different. Until I build my life different, my life will never be different. And Jesus says, how many of you would even try to build without counting? Somebody say count. Without counting. But here's the reality about building God's house. You ready? If you can't count, we can't count on you. If you can't count, as a pastor, I love you, I just can't count on you. If you can't count, I can't count on you. I want to be able to count on you. Y'all don't understand the loops, hoops, hula hoops that I jumped through so that we didn't have to plant our church in some little raggedy shack on the side of the road somewhere. I fought to, listen to me, I fought to make sure we could be in this room. And it was a bloody fight. But I need to be able to count on you so we can stay. But I can't count on you if you can't count. And I'm not telling you to count. Jesus is going. How can you build something without counting? Without first counting the cost? How can I trust you to build? And I want you to play a part in building this church. Can I tell you what I don't want? I'll shut the church down before it's controlled by 5 families who give the most. I'll shut it down. I'll shut it down. I'll shut it down and I'll send y'all to somebody else's church. We're not going to be manipulated and controlled by 3 top giving families just because they give a lot of money. If you think you can control me with your money, take your checkbook to somebody else's church. I don't, that's not what this is. But what God wants to build through this church, it's going to take more than just me. It's going to take all of us. And I want to be able to count on you. But I can't count on you if you can't count the cost. Here go the ABCs. You ready? Here go the ABCs of being able to count. The first one is accountability. Accountability. You're going to have to get some accountability around that overspending. You need some accountability. If you're married, your accountability is built into your relationship. Now, if y'all both gonna give in to DoorDash, then. But hey, we got one DoorDash night. We got one, and it can't go beyond $40. And you know DoorDash going $2.99 you to get it to your house on time. Throw a hidden fee in there or something like that. You got to choose wisely. The rest of the time, because we got to count the cost of what it takes to build God's house. I got to count the cost of what it's going to take to build God's house. Y'all don't understand. I get notifications on my phone every time Nike's releasing a new pair of retro Jordans. And it might not sound like a sacrifice to you, but I got empty boxes in my house that need shoes. Right now it's functioning as storage. I need it to be in its purpose, put some shoes in it. But I got to sacrifice so we can build God's house. If this ain't your church, I'm not talking to you. Thank you for being here, I'm not talking. But if you be telling people, I go to House of Light, I'm talking to you. I want to be able to count on you. You need some accountability. The second thing you need, a budget. Everybody in the room say budget. Come on, get that spirit off of you, budget. The first time my wife and I sat down to do financial peace was in 2016, and I had an attitude. I said, how is this bald-headed little short white man on his DVD going to tell me something about my money that I don't already know? And here's what my wife and I discovered, is that we were living paycheck to paycheck and we didn't have to. We were blowing, I'm embarrassed to say this, but I want to be vulnerable with you. We were blowing $800 a month on nonsense. Can I be fully vulnerable? We didn't have a couch, we had a futon. You know what kind of couch you can get with $800? And instead of having what we needed, we barely getting by. Not because we don't have it. Not because we ain't had a bucks, we just had a budget. I need accountability. I need a budget. And then the most important thing, I need a commitment. The budget is the plan, but it means nothing if you ain't gonna stick to it. The budget is the plan, but it means nothing if you ain't gonna stick to it. You can find some accountability. One of them 8 people you introduce yourself today to. Don't rush out the door today. Stand in the lobby, talk to somebody. Hey, I need some accountability around this. But it don't mean nothing if you're not gonna be committed to it. You wanna build different, you need accountability, you need a budget. You need the commitment to stick to the plan. At the end of this service, Cam is going to tell you to scan the QR code. I just decided, I know some of y'all don't have a budget. We're just going to give you a budget sheet for free. We're just going to give it to you. You no longer have the excuse, I don't even know where to, I'm giving you one. I'm giving you one. So that you can create a plan, but you got to stick to it. Because you can't build unless you know how to count. And we can't count on you if you won't first count what you have.
Family, I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you got some really good takeaways. Put your takeaways down in the comment section for us. We'd love to celebrate that with you. I would love to invite you to partner with what we're doing and building here at House of Light Church. One of the easiest ways that you can contribute is by giving financially to our church. Everything that we do here, every gift and donation goes towards allowing us to build a house so that people in the dark can come into the light of Jesus Christ.